This hour of Real Estate Talk is brought to you by Model My Homes, providing clients with superior knowledge and service that prepares properties to sell quickly. Go to modelmyhome.com. Now, back to Willie Lambright.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for joining us. I want to say hello to KKLE 1550 ESPN Sport Radio in Winfield, Kansas. Thank you so much for having us. You're listening to Real Estate Talk with Willie Lambright. Live in my studio is the famous Jana with Model My Home, not Homes, Home. Real quickly, I want you to go to modelmyhome.com, click on the, say it,
Ready, Set, List, Report.
And that's going to give you all the tips you need to know in staging your home correctly. You won't be like Sean Bone and putting all your furniture up against the wall. All right? And it tells you how to space things out. Now, I'm getting ready to sell my home. I'm getting ready to align. I'm an agent. I want to align myself with a home stager. And I got a couple of really, really neat people sitting in front of me. How do I distinguish which one's good and bad?
Well, you want to ask, just as someone is interviewing a real estate agent, and they need to ask those key questions. How many homes did you sell? How many homes do you currently have on the market? What is your closing ratio? All of those key questions, you really want to ask those questions of a home stager. Where did you receive your designations? Anyone, Willie, you can even go out and call yourself a stager after we leave this program.
Well,
It's not a licensed industry, and that's the thing. Anyone can wake up one day and say, I want to become a stager.
Well,
so you need to ask.
I tell you, Jana, I'm a talk show host, and I'm also a horseshoer.
Okay.
I made myself a horseshoer, okay? So I get what you're laying down here.
Right.
I really do.
Right.
You want to be very specific who you have around you.
Yes.
Both as a home seller and a real estate agent.
Right.
It's very important because, Jan, I say this all the time. You're only as good as the people you surround yourself with.
So
Period.
find out where they receive their designation. There's about 10 different companies that do training. They do the certifications. And so there's HSE home staging experts. There's professional staging experts. There's CSP, many different kinds. But do some homework on that. And then you want to ask them another key question is, how many homes did you stage this month, this year? Last year, see their track record. If they say, well, you're going to be my first one.
Yeah, I did one for my mother-in-law 3 years ago.
Right. Or I just started out. You may want to work with someone that has a little bit more experience, and then see if they have any homes that are currently on the market that they've staged. You can go by, see the product.
Yeah. And I'll tell you the one that I like the most, and it's, my job is to hit the relate button and bring common sense solutions to the communities in real estate. Now, here's one. How much does it cost, and what's the fee?
Oh, man, that's the biggest question right there. What is this going to cost me? And we really like to educate people and say it's an investment. It's an investment up front. It's like you handing them $1 and they're going to give you back 20 because it's going to sell quicker, for more money. These are what the results show. Of course, there are 4 P's to selling any product: place, price, position, and the product itself. They all have to be working in conjunction. But the product itself, that presentation, that's where staging comes in. It is one of the 4 P's of selling this home, and we really want to make sure that it's presented properly. When they walk in the front door, they're going to love it. As Mike was saying, you're going to be sitting on the market if you don't have the right people on your team, and that's only going to cost you money. You think about your carrying costs. Think about the price reductions, and those usually come in $5,000 or $10,000. That's a lot of money. So staging is usually, this is amazing. If everyone can remember this, it's usually 1 mortgage payment or less a month. I mean, that's it. It usually costs that much.
Really?
Yeah. So less than a mortgage payment, and you're going to get the icing on the cake. When they walk in, they fall in love with the home.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Mike, I'm getting ready to come to break here, but not only is it important for staging, it's important for you to hire a 1%er when selling your home. 1% of the agents do 99% of the business, and you guys have a designation called a Certified Expert Advisor, and literally these agents have been through training with bullet points of north of 115 tips that they are. I'm not going to call it a tip. I'm going to call it a skill.
It's 100. There's 115 variables that affect the sale of your home and the price that you can get for it and how fast you can move it in the marketplace. And one of the key things that we try to work on in that system, there's 7 different laws that cover those 115 variables. And one of those laws is the law of differentiation, which is what ties into the staging point. Because the fact is that probably, I don't know, Jana, you probably know better than I do, probably 8 out of 10 homes out there don't do staging.
Oh, yeah.
Or
they try to do it themselves.
Exactly. And so when you don't have the right touch, what you have an opportunity to do is through a good and professional job of staging is to get your home well differentiated in the market and make yourself competitive.
Mike, can we continue this when we come back? We're getting ready to come to break. You're listening to Real Estate Talk with Willie Lambright. Stay tuned. Don't touch it. I want you to come back in a Willie Scotia.